Visual speech. The secret in education lies in respecting the student. The main problem that a visually impaired student faces in our country is that the society is ignorant when it comes to their education. This ignorance leads to low literacy rates, owing to the fact that 15 billion visually impaired people live in our country. Visual speech aims at solving the literacy problems and specifically in educating the visually impaired. We intend to sell a product at a price point of 7,000 to 9,000 rupees, which is inclusive of all the TI and the non-TI parts being used in the make of the product. Decision making. The sole motivation behind the making of this product is humanitarian service to the different labeled persons. Right to education is a fundamental right of every person irrespective of his disability, and we intend to provide education in a very cost-effective manner. This is the driving force that drove us to limit the price of the product so that even a person who lives on an annual income of 1.5 lakhs can afford it, thereby spreading knowledge. Pricing strategy. We have done a meticulous research on the various available components and shortlisted the components that closely match the requirements of a product. After taking into consideration all the available market prices, we have priced a product at the least price so as to make it affordable to all the different labeled persons. Competition. As of the present situation, the competition that we face is from the age-old Braille script and the Moon script. These two techniques have been deployed for a very long time in history, and the improvements in such fields are being done at a very sluggish pace. The most recent development is the MIT Media Lab's finger reader, but the device is not in our market for sale, and even if it was, 90% of the different labeled persons who live in low-income setups won't be able to have an access to the device. Product differentiation. Both the Braille script and the Moon script are based on cryptic symbols associated with the alphabets. Both of these techniques requires a person to remember all the symbols associated with the alphabets and has to be very specific. But instead, in our product, we display the actual alphabet itself so that the person who is using it will have a clear idea of what he is learning. Value addition by a product. By using a product, the user is not only in a position to learn the actual alphabet and also would be in a position to write down the alphabet and perfectly pronounce the alphabet. There are additional features that provides for previous class information, homeworks and exam schedules. Visual speech provides the challenged a better and a simplistic way to learn the alphabets by decreasing the efforts put in by the person, just by simply memorizing the shape rather than remembering the cryptic symbols in the case of Braille and the Moon scripts. Communication strategies. In the early stages, we have planned to have online media publicity of the product in the states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, which we have identified as a serviceable, addressable market of a product. Awareness campaigns conducted by the NGOs are the flagships. Through them, we are aiming to reach more number of users. Then for the individual users, we are going to go with the e-commerce giant Amazon to have a product out for sale. We intend to spend around 50,000 in cash to lift off the initial stages. And in the near future, we are planning to have tie-ups with the NGOs like the Devna Foundation, Samanvay Foundation, which runs schools for the blind. Distribution channels. With AP and Telangana being the SAM of a product, we are aiming at a population with a literacy rate of 67% and 66% respectively, both below the average literacy rate of India. The government of AP and Telangana are now single-mindedly focused on improving the skill set and the literacy rate in their respective states. So, we are looking forward to work with them. For the visually challenged persons, we have a central government policy, comprehensive education scheme for disabled children, under which we are aiming to reach more than our SAM.